Hi guys, I'm Laura Sofal and I am a professional organizer and I also happen to have ADHD. So I've been organizing for over 10 years and I've worked with a lot of clients that have ADHD like myself, and a big struggle for them is keeping their closet organized. So I'm in my closet here today and I want to share some tips with you, and I want to start by saying it's much more about having a closet that's functional so you can get in there, find what you're looking for immediately, and also put it away and not have it be a hassle to put away. It's much more about that than it is about having a picture perfect closet all the time. So I've got 10 tips for you today. And the first one and the most important one is ensure that your closet does not exceed its clutter threshold. And this is the biggest challenge, but it's also the biggest key to keeping your closet under control. If there's too much stuff in your closet for the amount of room that you actually have in there, it's going to become less functional. So if your closet, or any space for that matter, has exceeded its clutter threshold, it becomes less user-friendly. And what I mean by that is, if you can imagine so much stuff in my closet that if you had the clothes behind me, if they were crammed together so tightly that when you try to get in there, you can't find what you're looking for. And you also can't put things back once you take them out. Or how about in the back where my sweaters are folded? If I had so much in there that they were crammed and I couldn't pull one out with the rest coming out, or I had to store some behind and back, it'd just take me forever to put things away and to find things. So you want to ensure that your closet hasn't exceeded its clutter threshold. And you do that by going through and decluttering and paring down to what you really, truly use in your closet and getting rid of the rest so that you've got plenty of space. So that's my first tip, and we'll probably talk more about that before I'm done because that's a big one. The second tip that I have is, if you've got your whole closet to organize, do not pull everything out at once. Pull out, break the job down and pull out. For example, if I'm working with a client, I'm going to take everything off of a clothing rod on one side of the closet and lay it all on the bed. And we're going to go through that first. And I'm going to put that back. Then we're going to go to the next clothing rod and do the same. Once that's done, we'll move to the shelves one step at a time. Doing this prevents you from getting overwhelmed, and it also helps you to see your progress. So that is really important. So number 3 is breaking your job down into small steps. If you have ADHD, you may have trouble getting started on a job, and when you break it down into small steps, it's easier to motivate yourself to just go through your clothing rod than it is to take on your whole closet. So if you can move forward in small steps, breaking the job down works for you, should work for you. So the next tip that I have is avoid the seasonal switch. What the seasonal switch is when you have so much stuff that you're storing in your closet that you have to every season store all of your, if it's summertime, store all your winter clothes someplace else in a storage room or in a basement. You want to avoid that because it takes so much time. Seasons roll around so quickly, it just adds a lot of work to maintaining your closet. And a lot of times it won't even get done. If you're being honest, I've worked with so many clients that they just don't keep up with it. So it's the middle of winter and half their winter stuff is down in the basement because they never got around to bringing it back up. Can you relate? So what I would do again, pare down and only keep what you really use so that you can keep everything in your closet. And you can store, it's okay to store sweaters up high in the summertime and do the switching within the closet because that's minimal. The amount of work is minimal there. So you just want to avoid and minimize as much seasonal switching as you can. And that goes for your children too, because if you're doing the seasonal switch with your own clothing and then trying to keep up with your kids, it's almost impossible, especially if you have ADHD. So my next tip is to keep your organizing simple. You want to have things stored in containers You want those containers to be open topped so that you can get to it easily. I've stored some things up in baskets up on top here. It is helpful if you've got something stored up high to put it in a basket because it's easy to grab it and bring it down. But those baskets are open top, so it's really easy for me to grab it and get into it. Another example of storing things simply is to avoid those cheap plastic drawer units. Sometimes when I'm working with a client, I see those and the drawers don't open very easily. It's just too much work to put things away and get things out of there. So I would avoid that. So tip number 6 is to keep a laundry basket in your closet so that you can easily toss things in there. You're less likely to end up with stuff on the floor. And you encourage, if you have a partner that you're sharing the closet with, it encourages them to throw things into the laundry basket instead of on the floor. Tip number 7 is to install hooks. I have a couple hooks on the back of my door. You can't see it here, but it's where I keep my house coat and I keep my sweater that I wear all the time around the house. So you want to have hooks installed for that stuff, those things that you use all the time, to make it really easy to, again, rather than throwing it on the floor, you can easily hang it up. And tip number 8 is to have a landing station in your closet. Mine is the shelf below my hanging rod here. And what I have stored there is my pajamas that I wear every night. And I also store, it's that stuff, everybody's got that stuff that is sort of an active use. Does it make any sense to put it away? Maybe it's the workout outfit you wore this morning and you're going to wear it again tomorrow. So you want to put it back in the drawer because it's dirty. So I just store it right there. And then I make sure that that stuff may hang around for a week, but at the end of the week, I will put that away. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. Tip number 9 is to keep categories stored simply and stored together, related items stored together. So I keep, and an example of this is, so I keep all my short sleeve shirts together in one place. I keep all my long sleeve shirts together, all my pants together. What I would recommend avoiding is storing your little bit dressier stuff in one place and your little bit less dressy stuff in another place, because there are going to be those items that are going to be confusing. It's like, well, this is semi-dressy. Where does this go? Does it go in with the dressy stuff or the non-dressy stuff? And then you find yourself looking for that one item because you can't remember how you stored it last time. Just keep all your short sleeve shirts together so you don't have to think about it. You want to store things so that a 5-year-old could come in here and find what they're looking for because it's stored so simply. And then the 10th tip that I have for you is to get yourself in the habit of doing a reset every single week. So paring down to having less stuff kept in your closet is the first and most important tip that's going to help you keep your closet organized. But then the second most important is training yourself to have that habit of resetting your closet every week. And it will be hard to do in the beginning, but as you keep forcing yourself to get in the habit of resetting your closet, eventually that's going to become automatic and you're going to find yourself doing it without even thinking about it. I do it on Saturday mornings, and it's just what I'm talking about is that stuff that you were in a hurry in the middle of the week and you took your clothes off, you threw them on the floor and you grabbed what you needed and you ran out the door and that never got picked up. So it's that kind of stuff that you're going to take the time. Should only take like 10 minutes or less to just pick up that stuff and put it away. It's taking that reset station and putting those things away. Maybe at the end of the week, go ahead and throw it in the laundry. It's just putting everything back so it's ready to go again. So that is all I have. So hopefully this helps you keep your closet organized long term. If you want more organizing tips that specifically help you with having ADHD, visit my website, thesimpledaisy.com, and I'll put a link down below so that you can find it. I've got lots of tips there on staying organized with ADHD. Until next time, bye.